There are some who will worship him with their heads. Others will worship him with their hands. Others of us worship him best when having the opportunity to have our hearts stirred. Some will worship best, and this is great. I'm learning more about this as the days go by. And there are people in our church who are helping me learn about this as the days go by. And I'm realizing this. There are some who will worship best in a setting with, and I'm going to just kind of say it this way, with high church-like symbols. We're just going to use that word, just symbols. There are people, because of how they were raised. There are people because of kind of where they've come from. There are people because of the wiring that God gave them. There are those in this family, and they feel really connected to God, and their worship experience is the sweetest when they're able to be prompted by a robe, by candles, by a stained glass window, by a cross. For some, there are symbols or settings that prompt them to a deeper worship. And I want you to think about that. Sometimes I myself have in the past discounted certain physical symbols as being old and outdated. And I admit that to you. I've done that. I've said that. I've thought that. I've felt that. And as I grow and as he keeps teaching me, I realize, and we as a team here are seeing it more and more and more so, that great folks with good hearts who love God, and some are 60 and some are 30. I met a couple of late 20-year-olds last week. They were absolutely just in awe of the symbols of last Sunday's service. It goes across age barriers. Some worship best with their heads, others with their hands, some with their hearts, some with physical symbols. And you know what? Please hear me here. There's a phrase, I don't know how much it gets used anymore these days. We used to, when I was in college playing ball and hanging out with the guys, we used to always say this. We used to always say to each other, it's all good. It's all good, we would say. You know what, folks? Those wired like this, who best express worship in settings like that, those of you here in this room who are wired and made by God like this, others of you who through the arts have your hearts stirred, and others of you who respond best to physical symbols, guess what? It's all what? It's all, say it again, it's all good.